All right, man. It's been like a month and a half since Stranger Things season 4 part 2 aired, whatever you
Yep.
want to call it.
July 1st.
Yeah, so what'd you think of season 4, and like where would you rank it against the other seasons?
Oh man. Ranking it, I think 4 has to be the best.
Yeah, I put 4 in the number 1 spot for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think that's a hot take. I mean, there are definitely people that I've talked to, even tonight, that gave season 3 a lot of praise, which we'll get to that. But I could see people reasonably contending or putting 4 up against 1.
Yeah.
I could see people arguing a lot of strong points for season 2.
Yeah.
But for me, if I got season 4 at the top, season 3 is definitely in the bottom.
Yeah, I think my rankings look the same there.
Yeah.
4 at the top, 3 at the bottom. Absolutely.
As far as the middle, I am a little removed from season 2 and 3. I recently started a rewatch and finished the first.
Yeah.
I think I just told you I think I just watched the first episode of season 2, but season 2's got some really good stuff. I mean, you were talking about earlier your favorite pairing. Or no. Sorry, no.
Not my favorite pairing. It's a very good pairing.
I think it was Jamie's favorite pairing.
Yeah, Jamie's favorite pairing. Yeah.
Was Dustin and Steve.
Yeah, Dustin.
Yeah,
and Steve.
yeah.
The Dustin and Steve stuff in season 2 is that's the best Dustin and Steve stuff. The scene where he takes him to the dance at the end of the season is just like
man,
the culmination of an arc that it was very enjoyable. Very surprising pairing. When those two were put together, you didn't think it should work, but it really does.
Yeah. Season 2 has some amazing stuff from Noah Schnapp.
Oh man, Will, so good in season 2. Yeah, absolutely.
You were mentioning the scene where he's shouting.
Yeah, you're lying. Yeah. Oh my God, that's so good.
He kills it in that scene.
For a 13, 14-year-old kid, like that's just next level acting. I was really impressed.
Of course, you have fan favorite Bob. Sean Astin. Yeah, shout out Sean Astin.
Get him, Rudy.
In the moment, it sucked when Bob died.
I'm
not gonna lie.
Hard. My daughter was really broken up when Bob died.
Yeah.
Daddy, why did Bob have to die? I'm like, well, he's a new character. That's kind of how it goes.
But
they can't kill off any of the originals.
Yeah. Don't kill me, Stranger Things stands, but I don't miss him.
It's
really.
Fine. Yeah.
I really hate this word, but it exists, it's out there, but I'm a shipper.
Yeah.
For Hopper and Joyce.
Yeah, I mean,
So
how can you not be?
Right. Don't miss Bob.
Yeah.
But it was tragic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Bob. R.I.P. Like, great job. You saved everybody. Accept yourself. That's how it goes sometimes. Season 1 versus season 2 is tough for me.
Yeah,
like I said, I'm a big fan of season 2, though I do have to acknowledge absolute worst episode in the season, The Lost Sister, or of the series, The Lost Sister.
Yeah.
Almost impossible to watch now. And no hate towards Callie. I think Callie's fine as a character. It's just literally everyone else in that episode is a fucking travesty of a character, like literally cardboard cutouts of 80s stereotypes.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
The whole thing feels really comic booky when you're watching it.
Yeah,
and
comic booky is a good way to describe it.
Not, in the way that comic books are adapted into television series nowadays, but like really when you're watching it, like it's like a comic book.
Like a literal comic book. How people talk in comic books.
And I'm with you. They open the season with Callie and
it's a good scene. I enjoyed
tunnel
it.
illusion,
Yeah.
and you're like, you're in. You're like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that episode to follow up that story, and you're out.
The payoff was not a payoff.
Like that's
Pretty
you said
unfortunate.
you skipped that on your rewatches,
every
now, right?
every time I rewatch season 2, I just skip that episode because it serves no purpose in the story. Maybe in the next season they'll bring Callie back and there'll be like a reason to pay attention to that episode. But as of now, like, what's the point of watching it again? If you've seen it once, there's no reason to look back at it again.
And she's mentioned in 4.
Yeah, one mentions her when he's talking to 11.
Yeah. But man,
Wasted potential.
I wonder what the Duffers think. I mean, they've no doubt been asked about that episode, so it's probably out there. But man,
I'm sorry for being cynical, but what I would guess they were thinking is, hey, this could be another show, right? If this episode works, it's basically a backdoor pilot for a Callie series, so let's give it a shot.
Right, spin-off potential.
Yeah, Stranger Things fans were like, no thanks. But yeah, so 2 versus 1, it's really hard for me to decide which one is better. I think they both have their pros and cons. The pacing of season 1 is a little slow, I think. The pacing of season 2 is a little uneven. But I think the climax of season 2 is stronger than the climax of season 1. But that's each person's taste. That's just how I feel about it.
So season 2, I'm sorry, like I said, I'm a bit removed, but it ends with 11 levitating and closing the gate. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
it's basically the end of season 1, but like the level up version of that. It's you could make that argument.
Yeah, and it's particularly tough in retrospect to try to put one or two above one or another. It's when you have season 4.
Yeah. But I mean,
because
if we're being fair, season 4 is not perfect. I mean,
oh no,
there's one incredible storyline, and it's everything happening in Hawkins, with the exception of the basketball team, which is just not a storyline I'm particularly invested in. Got to be honest.
I mean, the first episode stuff with Lucas,
the
sure,
montage,
but the rest of it.
The montage is epic. The Dungeons and Dragons basketball game montage.
Yeah,
that's some of the best stuff they've ever done on that show. That's so good. But the one where they're basically trying to rile up the townsfolk to burn the witches.
Yeah,
not my favorite part of the show, I gotta say. But everything else that happens in Hawkins is the best of Game of Thrones. Of Stranger Things. Sorry, that's the bourbon talking.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, great show as
Good
well.
show, yeah. HotD takes coming later.
Yeah. Season 4, Vecna. Holy shit. The special effects, the makeup, or learning that it took, I think, 9 hours.
An absurd amount of time.
Yeah, for him to
get in that costume every day.
Props
to him. Not me, thanks.
All right.
Y'all paying me what? Nah, double it, triple it, quintuple it.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, Vecna, it's nice to have a villain you can understand.
Yeah.
It has motivations that make sense to the viewer, because like, what the fuck does the Mind Flayer want? Who knows?
Exactly.
Like, to conquer our world, I guess. I don't know. Like, we really have no idea. Like, season 2 gives us no indication as to what it is the Mind Flayer's trying to do, except fuck Will up.
Yeah. And I think that's maybe why season 4 is so great. I mean, season 3, if you're like me, it maybe started to lose you.
Yeah.
Not that I was going to stop watching the show, because come on, you're gonna see it out. But
sorry, go ahead.
There were parts of season 3 that I definitely like, the Russia stuff. I was out. I
Yeah.
was like, man, if this is what the show is getting to, and them invading the mall, like
Pretty cartoonish.
so yeah,
If those guards in the laboratory were doing their jobs, then we'd have a very high body count of main characters in the show.
right.
Because Dustin, Steve, Robin, Erica,
Like, how the
all
fuck did
gunned
they
down in a Russian lab, and no one would ever know about it except the viewer.
Right. And then who would work at the ice cream
Oh
shop?
man. And a shame too, because Erica just got free ice cream for life for agreeing to go along on this mission. Such wasted potential.
Yeah. There's definitely something you wanted to mention about Max.
Yeah. So Max, my daughter got into Stranger Things, which was surprising because she's very much out on the horror genre in general.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of because me and her mom were, excited about it, watching it, and she just felt like she needed to be able to engage in the conversation.
Yeah.
So she asked me if it was something she thought she could watch, and I was like, I think you could handle it. So we watched the first 2 episodes of season 1, and she was like, I'm never going to catch up at this pace. I was like, cool, we'll skip to the last 2 episodes of season 1. So we watched that, and then we watched all of season 2, which is Max's introduction. We watched all of season 3, and then she watched most of season 4. Vecna, the death scenes were a little much for her at 10 years old.
I can imagine.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, "Whoa, that's gnarly." They really went for it in this season.
They ramped the horror up.
Yeah,
a few notches.
The violence for sure. I was really surprised by the violence because previously it's like the Demogorgon attacks and they cut away. It's the violence was implied in earlier seasons, and it was very literal in season 4. So yeah, she had a hard time with that. But she really took a liking to Max as a character, and she was going to camp this year, and the theme was dress up as a character from your favorite TV show. So she decided to go as Max. She won the costume contest. Her costume was dope. I have a jacket over there that so close to Max's jacket, it's just absurd. We found it for $7 at TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
Just random timing just worked out. But yeah, congrats, Anya. Way to go.
Woo! Good job. Anya!
Yep. Second best Max. Sorry, I love you, boo-boo, but Sadie thinks it a little better. I'm sorry.
Bit.
Just a little bit. She gets paid to do it, in fairness. But yeah, also season 4 continues the tradition of introducing awesome characters. Season 3 gave us Robin. Season 2, I believe, gave us Murray.
Yeah.
So season 4 gives us Argyle, who is the redeeming factor of the California storyline, which is a slog, much like the Russia storyline in season 4 is kind of a slog. I'm not really going to get too much into detail about why I don't care for these aspects of the show. It's just the main thing I'll say is that they try to push equal importance on all 3 of the main storylines in the show, and it's really hard to be equally invested in a road trip from California to Indiana.
Yeah.
Or poor Hopper being in prison and getting out of prison and being in prison and then escaping prison and going back to prison. Like, we get it, man. Prison. Yeah. In Russia, it sucks.
Right.
It's just kind of, it's just too much. Like, if they had given me one episode that was the Hopper storyline, like, show me, you can still do the same plotting with Joyce and Murray getting knocked out, getting taken to Russia, all that shit, but then just pick up. Don't give me any of the Hopper stuff in the beginning. Just wait until you've done that, and then give me a full episode of catching up on Hopper, and then, go from there, because it's just, it slows the story down so much. And, if you love Hopper, if that's character you're invested in, then why wouldn't you want 45 straight minutes of Hopper? Seems pretty awesome, right?
Right.
And it doesn't slow down the season and take away from the plot lines that matter the most, which, no offense to Hopper, it's not his storyline. Cool, they saved Hopper, but like Hopper should be dead. Let's be honest. Like I disagree with the choice to bring him back. I love Hopper, great character, but like stop with the fake out shit, and then doing it again with Max. I'm sorry, like commit to it. If you're gonna do it. Fucking do it.
It's definitely, if I'm going to pick out nitpicks or weak points of the series, it's that they don't go for it.
Yeah.
With the characters that would
have the impact.
Yeah, have the impact.
And don't get me wrong, like, I mean, Eddie, like that's a big moment.
Yeah.
Like Bob was a big moment in that specific season that character appeared in. But like, is Eddie still a character that we're going to be talking about when we're watching season 5? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, there are theories out there. I've heard them. But yeah, I don't think that's something that's going to come up.
Eddie.
Yeah. That would be an awful idea.
Oh my God. Like that's exactly what I'm talking about. Please don't do that shit.
Yeah. So favorite pairing of season 3?
Well, my favorite pairing of season 3 is my favorite pairing in general in the show. Honorable mention, of course, to I guess just honorable mention to Steve because like that's kind of the best pairing. You got season 4, Steve and Nancy is really great.
Yeah.
Obviously Steve and Dustin is really good. Steve with the kids in general. Like Steve so honorable mention to Steve and
Joe Keery just
perfect.
Kills it.
Yeah, I mean, considering he was originally going to get killed off in season 1, like great choice not to do that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Way to have second thoughts. But yeah, I mean, it's Steve and Robin. The season 3 scene in the bathroom where she admits who she really is, comes out to Steve is just, it's my favorite scene probably in the entire show. It's so heartfelt and funny. Like it just hits all the perfect notes. Like it's what I'm looking for. It's catnip to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, and the pairing, again, continuing into season 4, every time they're together on screen. And I guess I would say, shout outs to Robin and like, I hope we get more Robin and. Yeah. Robin and Nancy was really great.
Man, I really enjoyed
funniest
it.
stuff in season 4 was Robin and Nancy together.
Oh, when she had the line when she was talking about, I never really learned how to run as a child. Like, that shit.
Yeah, she was talking about running awkwardly and stuff. Yeah. It was I love Robin. She's maybe my favorite character in the show. Real quick, top 3 characters.
Of the series?
Of the series.
Go
for it.
Dropped
on
a bomb
the spot. Yeah, just put you on the spot.
In order?
No, just top 3.
Oh, okay.
We'll go you do one, I do one, you do one. Yeah.
Yeah. Steve.
Yeah, it's the chalk answer. You know it is.
Had to get it out of the way.
I'm going to go ahead and hit the other chalk answer and say Dustin. I mean, those are the 2 most obvious answers, I think, to who's your favorite character in Stranger Things. So hit me with the non-chalk answer.
Non-chalky answer. All right. We're going off the board. Murray.
I love Murray. I don't know if my next pick's going to be chalk or not. Prior to season 4, nobody would have had this as chalk, and probably wouldn't have been in my top 3 before season 4. But Max, man, her season 4 arc is so. I mean, her arc in general is so good. Season 2, like, take her or leave her. I mean, she wasn't Billy, who was the fucking worst. Another reason it's hard to invest in season 3 because, like, I don't fucking care about Billy. Like, turn to the dark side. Oh, like
Billy
was already
real
a fucking
drag.
piece of shit. So yeah, like I don't really care about his heel turn when he was already like as bad as people. Well, not as bad as people get, but he was a fucking dick. Yeah, but Max, oh man, her season 4, so good. Like I cried You know,
Yeah.
when I thought
Oh,
she was
yeah.
going, like I didn't. I was shocked that Stranger Things could do that to me because it's. I mean, I enjoy Stranger Things, but it's not a show I'm super emotionally invested in.
Yeah.
I enjoy it when I watch it. I don't
Right.
think about it much when I'm not, for the most part. It's like season 4 really kind of changed that a little bit for me. But yeah, it's I cried. I teared up. It's the first time it's ever happened watching the show. So
She also had a really good sarcastic moment in season 4 that we couldn't stop talking about, where they're talking about D&D.
yeah, where Dustin asked her to join the Hellfire Club, and she's like, "So yeah, I played the role playing game with you or whatever." And
He was like,
would I get one of those T-shirts? And then Dustin was like, "Oh, you're messing with me, aren't you?"
Dustin was so, oh man,
Yeah,
like he was so excited.
Yeah. Oh wow, I convinced her to do this. I can't believe it. I'm a boss. No, you're not a boss. Sorry, Dustin.
I truly did want Max to be my third.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slot her in an honorable mention for now,
Yeah.
just for the sake of variation.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
My third, you've already had 3 or
No, I've got one left. Yeah, I've got
Oh.
one left. Don't you do it.
I don't know who you're thinking of, but it's Hopper.
Okay, cool.
I think the season 2 stuff that I remember with him and
11, yeah.
him becoming a father figure to her,
Really good.
that probably sold me.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you on the season 4 Hopper storyline. I definitely think it should have and could have been condensed in a big way.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's my guy.
I love Hopper. He's great.
Went as him for Halloween one year, had the whole set, it was dope.
Yeah. Hopper,
So-
I love you. You shouldn't be in season 4. Sorry. You should be dead.
Who's your third?
It's Robin. I absolutely
Okay.
love this character. The funniest character in the show consistently. Murray gets a lot of laughs too. I'll give it to him. But Robin, just again, every time they pair her with a different character, I'm just shocked at the chemistry that she has. Props to Maya Hawke. Just a fantastic performance. Really cannot say enough good things about that character.
I cannot disagree on any of that, and I regret that I didn't put her in there.
I was surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really say a whole lot about Murray, but man, that guy hits all the right points for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, lock myself in a basement kind of guy.
Yeah.
But, I aspire to be one day.
Someday.
No.
When I'm that financially stable, why not?
No, he's just a really good comic relief, and I really love what they ended up doing with him from someone that comes in season 2 and could be a throwaway character or, a one and done,
Yeah.
He did some great stuff in season 4.
Yeah. I mean, 2, 3, 4, like he has his moments in every season he's in. So yeah, I definitely don't disagree with that. He's definitely a good choice. So I mentioned earlier, I've got some quick HotD House of the Dragon takes. I was so excited for the HotD. A little disappointed by the D. It's fine. Everybody was hyping up the budget, and like there's 17 dragons that you're gonna see. Well, like,
House of the Dragon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon.
Okay.
HotD. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's never mind. That D. Whatever. But yeah. It was fine. I'm gonna give it time. The premiere was not, I don't think, as good as the premiere of Game of Thrones, but I think it's a little easier to understand. There's kind of a prologue, like they kind of hold your hand a lot more with the show, which is weird because we've already seen Game of Thrones, so
right.
we get it now.
Seems like you wouldn't need that.
But yeah, so like I said, 17 dragons in this joint. So I guess they got to spread the special effects budget out over the 17 dragons, because what I saw was hot garbage.
Oh,
Not all of it, but so spoiler, the show really opens with a scene of a character flying a dragon to the dragon pit, which dragon pit looks great. The flying looks fine. As soon as the dragon touches down and has to like interact with actual human beings, you're like, oh, that's super fake. Like it just lacks depth. The coloring, lighting's just not quite right. And you're like, but doesn't this have an HBO budget? Because it looks like some BBC shit right
doesn't
now.
this have a post Game of Thrones
Right.
HBO budget?
So I'm assuming like they have dragon fights later that they got to save the budget for, and so I'm gonna give them a pass for now. But yeah, I mean, a lot's come out recently about the strain that's been being put on these VFX creators and stuff like that. So like I feel for them. So it really comes down to the studios and directors to give the artists the time they need to create the shots that are going to be worthwhile, because you know pay them for starters, like that they're wildly underpaid for what they do. They work insane hours, so let's pay these guys, because you like good looking special effects, right? And why would they continue to do this if they could go get a job in another field with related stuff and make similar money and work way less hours? They do this because they like doing this for the most part.
Phew.
Oh wow! Oh my God!
I got you.
Woo! I knew it was gonna happen someday.
And it's on camera.
Oh, that's fucking brutal, guys.
So, for those who don't know, Josh is a bit of a grammar Nazi.
Yeah,
and,
that was the bourbon talking.
he,
I'm constantly the guy going, no, fewer. I mean, it became a bit for me, I guess, after Game of Thrones, because Stannis Baratheon was constantly doing it. Literally, one of my favorite scenes in Game of Thrones is in season 7 of all seasons. It is Jon and Davos, and they're walking along the towers of, I think it's at Dragonstone, and Jon Snow says, "How many men do we have? 10,000? Less?" Davos says, "Fewer." Jon Snow goes, "What?" It's just my favorite interaction in the entire show. It's so fucking funny to me, because that's how you pay off a bit, a long running bit. That's so good. But congrats, James. You earned it.
I didn't want to, but I had to do it.
It's fair, man. It's all fair game. I'll edit it out anyway. So
we have it though.
yeah.
So
also, sorry, one more thing about HotD. Daemon Targaryen. Everybody's like, this is the breakout character. Like, this is the character Matt Smith is. Blah 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 blah. Biggest fucking edgelord in the history. Like, the word edgelord was fucking created to describe guys like this, and I don't understand why people are like, oh, I'm so interesting a character. He's not. He's fucking lame as shit. I'm sorry, lame as shit to me. Maybe they'll add depth to him later. Like, everybody's like, he'll be the Jaime Lannister type character, and I'm like, I think kind of the point of this show is like everybody's a Jaime Lannister type character. Like, there are no Ned Starks in this fucking show, as far as I know, the way I understand the story. But it's very try hard. I fucking hate it. Not the performance necessarily. The performance is fine and good even. It's the character itself is so fucking try hard, man. I can't.
Yeah. I've yet to watch it. I think I'll probably get that in a couple days.
Yeah.
When my wife and I have a day off. I'm still excited to watch it.
Mm.
I'll definitely be looking out for some of the things you mentioned.
It's like I said, overall, it's fine. It's better than average. I mean, it's quality television, well made. Paddy Considine, great as King Viserys. For the most part, I'd say the performances are good across the board. You know, if you're in it for the violence, it has plenty of that. If you're in it for the dragons, it has that. Um, if you're in it for the unexpected connections to Game of Thrones, spoiler, not a spoiler, it's got that.
All right.
Yeah, I won't say anymore.
Cool.
Man, I think it's about that time for a bourbon break.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Word. Bourbon break.
Let's go.